In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, India was under the oppressive rule of British colonialism. The British imposed harsh laws, exploited India's resources, and restricted the freedoms of the Indian people. It was a time of great suffering and struggle, as India's people yearned for independence. In the midst of this turmoil, one man emerged with a bold vision and an unconventional approach. He didn't seek armed revolution or revenge, but chose nonviolence as his weapon to free an entire nation. That man was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, known worldwide as Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in the city of Porbandar in the Indian state of Gujarat. He grew up in a devout Hindu family that followed the Vaishnavism tradition, which emphasized nonviolence and deep respect for all living beings. From an early age, Gandhi learned the values of honesty, humility, and dedication to serving others. After completing his education in India, he traveled to London to study law and become a barrister. During his time in England, Gandhi was introduced to liberal ideas and social justice, which began to shape his political consciousness. After completing his studies, Gandhi moved to South Africa to work as a lawyer. It was there that he first encountered racial discrimination directly. In 1893, he was thrown off a train for refusing to give up his seat to a white passenger. This incident was a turning point in his life, leading Gandhi to dedicate himself to fighting against such injustice. But he chose an unconventional weapon: peaceful resistance. In South Africa, Gandhi launched the Satyagraha movement, a Sanskrit term meaning truth force or insistence on truth. This movement was based on the principle of nonviolence, or Ahimsa, which means refraining from harming others in any way. Through this movement, Gandhi called on the Indian community in South Africa to resist unjust laws and demand their rights peacefully. The movement was highly successful and became a model for Gandhi's later struggle in India. In 1915, Gandhi returned to India after becoming a prominent figure in South Africa. Upon his return, he traveled across India to witness firsthand the suffering of his people. He saw poverty, hunger, and injustice everywhere. Gandhi realized that India needed independence, not just from British rule, but also from poverty and social injustice. Gandhi began to lead India's independence movement in his unique style. He called for civil disobedience, which involved peacefully refusing to cooperate with the British authorities. Gandhi encouraged Indians to boycott British goods, achieve economic independence by promoting local industries, and spin their own clothes. This was part of his philosophy of self-reliance and reinforcing the Indian national identity. One of the most significant events in Gandhi's struggle was the Salt March of 1930. At that time, the British government imposed a heavy tax on salt, an essential commodity for the Indian people. Gandhi saw this tax as a symbol of colonial oppression and decided to challenge it peacefully. He led a long march that lasted 24 days, covering 240 miles from Sabarmati to the coastal village of Dandi. Upon reaching the shore, Gandhi made salt with his own hands as a symbolic act of defiance against British rule. This march marked a turning point in India's independence movement and inspired millions to join the fight against colonialism.